Hello everyone, welcome to Autodesk Inventor part design tutorial for beginners. This part includes rib, fillet, chamfer and extrude features. Let's begin and stay tuned. Go ahead and click on new command to open up new part file. Select the right template, the right part template, standard template with unit millimeter. You can read the unit over here. Click on create. This will take us to Inventor part design environment. This is Inventor part design environment, and let's begin with the sketch. We can create this base feature first. Click on this 2D sketch command to begin the sketch, and now select the plane. Obviously we can select XZ plane. This is not a symmetrical part, so we don't have to worry about how to position the sketch. Begin with the center rectangle and draw a rectangle. Put some dimensions on, right click, select general dimensions. Make this dimension 120 millimeter. Double click middle mouse button to zoom all in, and these dimensions make it 100 millimeters. Click OK. Go to home view. Preview looks good, and go to 3D model tab. Under create panel, select extrude, and the sketch is selected automatically and the direction is OK. Let's add the distance, which is 10 millimeter, and click OK. Now it is the second feature. This part, if we follow the right sequence, this is not a difficult part. So the next feature should be this extrusion, the T-shape extrusion with this slanted face. How are we going to do that? First we will create straight extrusion, and next use chamfer command to make this slanted surface. Click on the surface, right click, new sketch, and go to 2-point rectangle. Let's create the sketch to represent this T-shaped extrusion. So I would create a sketch like this and another sketch like this. Right click, add some dimensions. From here to here it should be 20 millimeter, the base, and click enter. And from here to here it is again 20 millimeter, enter. And from here to here it should be 90 millimeter, enter. And from here to here it should be 20 millimeter, but it is not showing over in this drawing. Anyway, sketch is completed. Go to 3D model tab, click on extrude, and under profile, since we have two profiles, it cannot pick the profile automatically, so we have to select it. Select this profile and select this profile. The direction is OK, and now the distance, change it to 30 millimeter, enter. Looks good. Go to home view. Now let's use chamfer command to make this angle. Click on chamfer command. Now from this chamfer dialog box there are three options. The first one is distance, so we can just use only one distance to define the chamfer, but for this one we have to use third option, which is two distances. we can add value to each distance individually. So when you look at here, you can see the base is 20 millimeter and the top is 10 millimeter. So we can create a chamfer with 30 vertical and 5 millimeter horizontal. So let's click on this edge and make this. You can see there are two arrows. That means we can control this each edge individually. So make this 5 millimeter and press tab key. You can see this is 5 millimeter now. So the vertical distance, make it 30 millimeter. Here we go. The preview looks okay. Let's select the other edges. Oops. Okay. Now apply this chamfer first. Select this edge. Apply. Select this edge. Apply. Select this edge. Apply. And select this edge. Apply. Use shift and middle mouse button to rotate. So the chamfer is applied and all necessary surfaces were slanted. So cancel to exit the command. Go to home view. Next feature is the cylinder. Let's begin with this cylinder. We have to create the sketch first. We can create the sketch either on this surface or on this surface. Select this surface, right click, select new sketch and go to circle and use the support dotted support line to align the center of the circle with the midpoint of this edge, and click to create the center of the circle and select one of these 2 points to end the circle and create another circle, the inner circle. Right click, go to general dimensions, make this dimension 40 millimeter, press enter and make the other dimension which is 25 millimeter, the diameter. Click enter. Now we will add one more constraint. Click on horizontal constraint, click on this point and click on this point. Oops. Press undo, click on vertical constraint, click on this point, click on this point. Now the sketch is fully constrained. Go to 3D model and click on extrude. There are two profiles, so we have to select the right profile. Click on this profile. You can see the preview, the direction, flip the direction, and for the distance we can either enter 90 millimeter or we can use this option, up to option. So when we select the up to option, we have to select a surface or any reference point for this to extrude up to. So I will select this surface. Alright, so the extrusion is up to this surface, and the rest of the options we can leave as is and click OK. Here we go. And let's create the other circle, other cylinder. Click on this surface, right click, go to new sketch, go to circle tool and hover your mouse so that the midpoint of this line is, draw the line, draw the circle and end the circle either on this point or this point, and draw another circle using the same center point. Put dimensions on, make it 40 millimeter, enter, and make this 25 millimeter, enter. Now we have to add one more constraint to align this point and midpoint of this edge vertically. So click on vertical constraint, under Constraint panel and pick this point and pick this point. Oops, cancel. So there is unnecessary constraint added. Select this line and delete. Now go to vertical, click on this point and click on this point. Here we go. Sketch is completed. Go to 3D model and click on extrude. Again we have to select the profile since there are two profiles. Select this profiles and flip the directions, and the end condition make it up to surface, and let's select this outer surface of the first cylinder that we created. Alright, preview looks good. Click OK. Go to home view. Next step is to connect these two inner tube together by creating cut between the two cylinders. So to do that, I'm going to use shared sketch concept. We can use the same sketch that we used to create this second cylinder. So to do that, first right click on the cylinder, make it visible. So we have two profiles. We can use these profiles to create a cut up to the surface, inner surface of this other cylinder. So go to extrude and we have to select the profile. Hover your mouse over the inner profile and click to select. Now it has extrusion option selected. So under boolean we need to select cut option, and under the distance end condition select up to option and select the inner surface of the other cylinder. So now you can see the preview looks good. The cut is created and click OK. Shift middle mouse button to rotate. So the cut is created and two pipes are joined. When we share the sketch, you can see the sketch is not inside it is still inside the feature, but it is outside the feature as well. So this sketch 4 is shared by extrusion 4 and also by extrusion 5. And right click on the sketch and uncheck visibility. Go to home view, and now the other feature is this feature. The best option to create this feature is to use rip command. Let's use the rip command. Before that we have to create a sketch. So the sketch is to be created from 25 mm from this surface. So we have to create a plane first. Under this work features, click on this arrow under the plane, expand the plane command and select offset from plane. And now it is asking you to select a surface or plane to create the offset plane. Select this surface and we have to enter the distance value. So this arrow is pointed this way, so we will enter minus 25 mm and click enter. The plane is created. Right click on the plane, go to new sketch. Use line command and create a line from this point. Hover your mouse and make sure that coincident constraint is created, and hover your mouse over the edge until this tangent constraint symbol is appeared and click. So the line is black, that means it is fully constrained. Shift middle mouse button, rotate, and now you can see the two yellow lines. Right click, click OK, and these two yellow lines are projected when we create a constraint between the sketch and the 3D geometry. The relevant geometrical segment of this 3D geometry is projected onto the sketch. So we can leave them as is in some situation, but in this situation we have to convert it to construction line, otherwise it will give you undesirable result. So click on the line and click on construction, and click on this line as well and click on construction. So the lines become dotted line, that's mean they are construction, no longer counted to the sketch. Now go to 3D model tab and select rip command. The sketch is selected by default, and here there are two options. Use the second option, parallel to sketch plane. The extrusion is parallel to sketch plane, and over here the profile is selected, the arrow is white, and from these two options is to control the directions. Now it is selected direction 2. Probably it is not what we want, since there is no preview. Click on the other direction. Here we go. Now shift middle mouse button, and we have to select the right option. So we can have this one, or either mid plane. So for this one we need this option. We created a sketch over in this plane. So now let's add the width 10 mm. Looks good. Click OK. Go to home view. Now almost completed. Right click on this plane and uncheck visibility. Finally we have to add the dressing features, the fillet and chamfer. It is always good practice to leave those fillet and chamfers towards the end of the model, end of the project, unless you really want it to have at earlier stage. So the fillet is 5 mm, 2 mm, 3 of them at this 3 point, and 2 of them at these corners. So click on fillet and 2 mm radius. Select this edge, this edge, this edge, and this edge, and the other edge. The 5 fillets are created. Click apply and click on cancel to exit the command. Now it is the final feature, the other chamfer. There are 3 chamfer edges at each edge of the cylinders, so which is 2 mm, 45 degrees angle. We can use equal distance option. We can use first option, distance option, and the edge, we have to select the edge, this edge and this edge and this edge, and change the distance value to 2 mm. Preview looks good. Apply, click on cancel to exit the command and go to home view. Here we go. Now you have it. So the part is completed. Let's add appearance. You can add appearance from this quick access toolbar. Click on this drop down list and select the color you want. I will apply the same color as per the drawing and save the part. I will use the same name and save. Yes. I hope you understood how to use these features: extrude, rip, fillet and chamfer. Please like, comment and subscribe. Click on notification icon to get more videos. If you have any questions or requests, add them to comment field. Thank you for watching.